Hello everyone and welcome to DJARCADE Production, the new frontier of audio and video productions in the international dance scene.
Hello and welcome to DJARCADE Tutorial Section, the satellite channel of the DJARCADE Production Group. Today we show you how to optimize a recorded audio stream using the Magix editor, SoundForge Pro Suite V14. In this regard, if you haven't already done so, we recommend the previous entry-level tutorial, Audio Stream Capture Tutorial, how to record an internal audio stream using the computer's Realtek audio driver and the Magix editor, SoundForge Pro Suite V14, PC platform, OS, Windows 10, stream source, HTTPS, divided by www.fiftasounds.com, it divided by, royalty-free site. Let's get started immediately, spending a few words on the graphic interface of SoundForge that you see in this video. If you have the same version 14, or later and your layout is different, don't worry. It's all about customization. That is, the panels you see can mostly be activated from the View menu and the Option menu, so you can activate the keyboard rather than the Record Option module, or the Loudness module, etc. Choose which ones, where to place them, and the dimensions. We highly recommend the keyboard, the loudness meters, and the peak meters V2. For example, you can enable the latter by checking the menu. Option, Channel Meter, Show Peak Meter V2. For editing, we will only use proprietary plugins of the program. Edit Tools, FX, and Effects, VSTFX, Internals. Magix are in bundle, loaded with the suite, in the installation process. This way you will be able to get the same results. At the end of the various processes, we will have a simple, improved, and optimized audio track, mixing L plus R stereo, not to be confused with MS stereo, the MID side also used in the mastering phase, techniques that we will not cover in this tutorial. To be safe, we immediately save the stream in the expanded natural format, WAV, to have a copy and not have to record it again in case of any problems, power failure, software crash, etc. From the File menu, go to Save As. A save box will open. You can choose the directory where you want to save and load, and SoundForge will memorize it. Check and apply the saving format. File name, unchanged. In our case, Sound3, WAV. Save as, WAV, Microsoft, WAV. Recent, your directory above. Template, 44, 100 Hz, 24-bit. Stereo, PCM. The Save metadata with File option is currently irrelevant. You can leave it active. Flags, save. Confirm yes at the next message that the WAV file has been saved and reopened. Now delete the audio stream track 2 and keep your audio track. Sound3, WAV. Note: making interventions on optimization. Good listening is now essential. We do not recommend using speakers connected to the PC or integrated into the monitor because now you need a homogeneous response, which these normally do not have. Unless they are specific studio monitors, it is better to rely on good headphones, perhaps with an open system, therefore without ear cups and with flat listening specifications. Closed system headphones, if not professional, tend to equalize the sound by pushing the low frequencies a lot and distorting the real equalization of the track. For these reasons, check that any equalization and environmental effects are not enabled in the settings in our Realtek driver suite. Structure. Let's reload the file. Sound 3. WEV. We act on the zoom in of the track. To define the beginning and end of the file, we select the parts of empty or superfluous flow and eliminate them. LUFS. In this first phase, we are going to optimize the dynamic response of the musical piece, which is slightly below the standards for new trends and productions. Simplifying, in practice the general volume is a little low. We confirm this by checking the LUFS, loudness, units, relative to full scale. That is the method developed to simultaneously measure both the perceived volume by the human ear and the intensity of the actual audio signal. We remind you that on SoundForge, the measurements are represented with positive values in the Loudness meters EBU, R128 box, while third-party plugins, such as Ulian Loudness Meter 2, represent them with the corresponding negative values. The method mainly uses 4 types of measurement, and we list them in order, and with the names used by the editor, from top to bottom. Momentary, it is the shortest period measurement. Type peak measurement, the 2 outer columns on our channel meters, peak meter V2, but not quite the same thing. Short, calculates the volume perceived in the last 3 seconds of audio. Integrated, calculates the overall volume of the entire audio track, considering the dynamics of the most powerful parts. Strong equals high, and the weakest ones, soft equals low. This is the measurement that interests us most, but to have a real result, we must reproduce our song entirely. At the end, our value stands at around 7.5 LUFS. Loudness range calculates the difference between the quietest and loudest sound over time. Integrated. Normalization. We select the entire file and apply a normalization using the process normalize function. We don't use any preset but only the default and peak level mode. We confirm OK. We immediately notice that our audio track has not changed. This is due to a certain uniformity of the frequencies. In fact, even if, in the parts with drums and bass more present, the dynamic level increases, the recording is quite homogeneous. Listening to the song, no particular defects or particular interventions to be carried out stand out. EQ and compression are decent. We could increase the dynamic response, which is also a little lacking on the low frequencies, and perhaps increase the stereophonic amplitude. Expansion. By broadening the stereo even slightly, at the default output volume gain, the process will reduce our overall dynamic response, lower overall volume. By also increasing the gain, obviously we will find ourselves with frequency peaks, certainly out of range and therefore distorted. Remember that this plugin does not have an integrated limiter, so let's find the right balance without exaggerating, before moving on to the possible compression and limitation phase. Let's go to the menu again, Process, and this time to Pan. Expand. We use the preset, SIS, Expand Stereo Image, and the process mode, Stereo Expand. We leave output gain unchanged. We confirm OK. As just said, we immediately notice that the process has significantly reduced the dynamics of the file. The stereo spectrum has increased, but the output gain has been reduced. Paragraphic EQ. We take advantage of this to increase the part of medium-low frequencies, which are not very present. By doing so, we will not distort the equalization but will give more body to the entire track. Let's go back to the process menu again, but this time to EQ paragraphic. We do not set any presets. We use the default, untitled, but let's check. We set the gain value, dry out, to -5.5 dB. We confirm OK. We immediately notice that the dynamic spectrum has broadened considerably. Let's select a portion of the file with the high sound intensity level and play it. As expected, the peak signals, the two outer columns, on the channel meters, peak meter V2, exceed the threshold of 0 dB, causing distortion of the audio. No problem, it was all calculated. Compression, limitation. We could immediately apply a limiter to bring the peak frequencies within 0 dB. But given that the average acoustic intensity level, the two internal columns on the channel meters, peak meter V2, is not an exaggeration, we decide to apply a compressor with limiter. We use core effects provided by the software that you will find in the dedicated menu, usually in the favorites, or in the instant action menu. Obviously, it depends on your customizations. Selecting again a portion of the file with a high sound intensity level, one of those with peaks above 0 dB, and we open our CFX compressor to test it. We set the preset, Master Mixdown, apply the limiter and reproduce the selected audio segment with the preview button. We note that the dynamic spectrum has become uniform. The peaks, thanks to the limiter, have fallen below 0 dB and the LUFS gain in general has increased. We push it a little further, increasing the out gain value from 2,488 dB, the preset's default, to 3,732 dB. We always have all the undo functions available, if we were to exceed and distort the file. The new result seems good both in listening and in LUFS data. So we press cancel, thus closing the plugin, deselect the segment, and now select the entire file. Let's open the plugin again, CFX compressor, and proceed as above by setting the preset again. Master Mixdown, we apply the limiter and immediately set the out gain value to 3.732 dB. We confirm OK. All we need to do now is listen to a portion of the song to notice a general dynamic increase, greater perceived volume and greater sound intensity, and the LUFS section confirms it. Save. Let's save a copy, for safety, of our optimized file with a new name. As previously, from the File menu, or from Instant Action, we return to Save As. The save box will open on the path stored by SoundForge, where we find the original Sound 3 WAV with the presets of the last save already ready. Now we can decide whether to confirm saving in the original expanded format, WAV, changing only the name. For example, newfile.wav, and keeping the same parameters, newfile.wav, template, 44.100 Hz, 24-bit, stereo, PCM, and maybe even save a new copy in compressed MP3 format, or directly save the file only in the latter format. In the second case, leaving the new name unchanged, newfile.wav, we will have to modify the parameters on the drop-down menus. Save as, we choose, MP3 audio, asterisk, MP3, recent, the same source directory already stored. Template, we choose, 320 kbps, CD transparent audio. As regards encoding, in the custom setting menu, we can easily leave the function active, joint stereo. Conclusive notes. In the case of wave saving, it may be advisable to eliminate the small empty space at the beginning of the file, before the song starts. It depends on what you want to use it for. However, when saving an MP3, it is certainly better to keep it to avoid the risk of ruining, during compression, the first frequencies which could then not be read by common players. In the WAV format, the software will ask for confirmation to open the saved file with the new name. We confirm yes. In the MP3 format, the software will process the encoding and ask for confirmation to open the file in the new format and new name. We confirm yes. In both cases, WAV and MP3, we can decide to apply the metadata flag or not. This option is always irrelevant since, if you want to add metadata, title, author, year, genre, album, etc., we can also do it at a later time, using for example an editor player such as VLC Media Player, an excellent, complete, and free suite. Well, that's all for today. If you liked this video, we invite you to like it and, if you haven't already done so, to subscribe to our channel. Activate the bell so as not to miss new interesting tutorials and to discover the section dedicated to our audio, remix, and mashup productions. Until next time.
DJARCADE Production, Music Production Studio. Thanks for watching this video and see you soon.